So I'm gonna get right into it, ladies. Today we're gonna be talking about setting SMART goals. What is a SMART goal? Well, I'll tell you, ladies, what a SMART goal is. When I was young, about 18 to 19, I started to go to conferences and trainings and seminars, and they would always talk about goal setting, and they would always talk about hitting markers and things like that, but nobody ever taught me how to actually set the goal. So I had crazy goals, and I had really small goals, I had big goals, I had financial goals, I had all these goals, but I never really understood why I couldn't follow through on them. Well, when I learned what a SMART goal was, that changed the game for me. So a SMART goal is a goal that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. SMART, SMART goals. So I'm gonna start off with specific. What does it mean to be specific? I can have a goal and say, I wanna be rich when I grow up. Well, that's very vast. That has a very wide angle, and that could be rich, like how rich? Like, what does rich even mean? So I say now, I want to grow my savings by 10% every year. I have a number and I'm specific, and I want to give 10% of what I make. So if I make $1,000, I want to give away $100. I'm very specific with the goals that I want to attain. Therefore, it narrows it down to give me something to focus on. So when you focus on something, energy grows where energy flows. So if you're focusing on something, then you're growing it because you're focusing on that. So it's getting more done in that field, whether it be you want to be rich. How rich? I want to be a thousandaire. Okay, so how are we going to get to 1,000? Being specific helps you to really get that goal accomplished because you're able to just go towards that one thing and make that, happen. The next one we want to talk about is measurable. Numbers tell a story. So when I say measurable, I mean something that can give me proof. Even in business, everybody wants something that they have proof from. So whether it's testimonies, whether it's data from market research, whether it's other people's articles, and you can gear them towards that when you talk about, your business or why you do what you do or try to sell yourself or whatever it may be, it has to be something that can be measured. So for myself, another thing, if I say I want to lose 20 pounds, I have to break that down into micro steps to get that macro goal. 20 pounds looks like a lot. But if I say I need to lose 1 pound a week, then every day I'm just constantly trying to lose a little bit of weight to get up to that 1 pound a week, which will get me 20 pounds in 20 weeks, which is a very healthy way to lose weight. That's what I mean by measurable. Attainable. Now here's where we get it mixed up, right? Because when something's attainable means that you can get that. That means that you can receive that. That means that it is in your reach. Now I serve a God of all gods, and I believe that I can get anything I want in life. But there's also levels to it. So that's what I mean when I say attainable. Not that you can't have anything you want, so don't shoot for the stars. But what I'm saying is start with the clouds and build your way up. See that big target, but think about all those steps in between that it's going to take to get there. And don't look at them as a challenge, but look at them as a stairway to your glory. So each step may be hard, but it's getting you one step closer. So it's a blessing and a lesson rather than a failure or a defeat. You understand? So we're going to talk about realistic. That's another one of those things. When I say realistic, I mean, yes, if you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. If you see it, you believe it. But I like to say if you could believe it, you could see it. So in order to believe something, our mind is very powerful. And if you set a goal that you don't even believe in, then that means it's not realistic. So what makes a goal realistic? You have to believe it. That's what makes it realistic. You have to believe it. And once you believe it, it's already yours. So that's drop the mic. I don't even say anything else about that one. What does it mean to have a timely goal? Timely for me means that you've given your goal enough thought to be able to set deadlines for yourself. Now, let me tell you what deadlines do. When I was writing my book, I set the release date before I had one page written, and I put it out there. I knew that I was going to get the book done, but I I set myself a deadline and I had people hold me accountable. So I knew if I was doing it for them and myself, it would be twice as hard. I would give it twice as much energy, because that book is a tool that can help other women to really move forward and see themselves in their relationship with their children differently. And so that's what I mean when I say timely. Be realistic with your time. Understand that if you work 9 to 5, if you have children, if you have to cook, if you have a single mother, or if you just got out, or if you're doing whatever you're doing, look at your day and fit your dream in there. Because right now, you're going to have to just keep building, because if you're starting, I promise y'all, everybody went through it. All of the great masters, all of the great leaders, all of the great gurus, all of the great goddesses, everybody in history, even right now on planet Earth, that you ask that has something amazing they achieved. It took them a while. It took steps. It took just perseverance and grit and never giving up. So be okay here with starting small and setting those timely goals. So for me, one of my goals with your project, I have deadlines and timelines that I have to hit in order to turn stuff in and have stuff done, and they're holding me accountable, so I'm getting it done. It makes sense. So for one last time, I'm gonna just go over it. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. SMART, SMART goals. And if you need help with those, reach out to your mentor. I want you guys to fill out the Survey Monkey. It's gonna be a link down below, and just really continue to push forward. Do not give up on me.